Thanks you all. I think I'm going to start showing a video before the call every week so that we start 5 minutes beforehand and with something inspiring. So I think I'm going to start doing that. And don't forget that today, after our Tuesday calls, we do prospecting together. So after this, we go into prospecting mode for an hour. Okay, so we get to like have the inspiration, fill our cups, fill our wells, fill our resources, and then we get to apply that and actually get right into action. So that's what we do every week. So I always forget to announce it at the end of the call and everyone jumps off. But we have kind of like a core group that stays on. We're all diehards and we prospect after the call. So thanks for being here. And today we're going to talk about scripts, and we're going to continue the conversation of launches until everyone gets really comfortable and has done a launch and has helped someone launch. This is going to be a conversation that's going to be continued until everyone is really flowing with doing their launches and helping others and really comfortable with like how you reach out to get people to come to your launch, your business launch. And today we're going to hear from some people who have launched and are launching and launching today. And so you guys have some idea of like what the event might be, how you can present the event, what kind of scripts you might use, and in general. And I want to thank Tanya for suggesting this as today's topic, that we really need, some people really need to have scripts. And, you know, I'm a painter and an artist. And so I like to use kind of Picasso as the example. All right. So who's familiar with Picasso, the artist? Okay, the kind of fragmented, like when you think of Picasso, what do you think of? Like, yeah.
One of my faves.
One of your faves. What do you love about Picasso? What's that?
It's abstract, and it also gives you room to interpret it the way you want to.
Room to interpret.
He stands alone in terms of his artistry and his design. I'll never forget the piece with the dove, and then the beautiful bouquet of flowers that was Picasso's. Like and the Guernica. I think about the Guernica too.
Guernica, so much emotion, right? There's just so much life in it.
There's a old quote of his that I love. I mean, I'm an art teacher. Something like, every child is born an artist, and we spend the rest of our life trying to become one again.
Right. So what's really interesting about Picasso is some people could just say like, well, oh, a child could do that. It's like, you don't need to be very skilled in art. You just like you can just draw an eye and draw a face anywhere and just, just slap some paint on, right? But let's go back a little bit to Picasso before this style of art. Who has ever seen Picasso's realism? Has anyone ever seen his early work, his realism? Okay. Now, this guy was like Michelangelo. I mean, his ability to paint, his original horses were like these incredible, like they're like up in the air and they're just like, just like, and you just see, and they're just like, in order to do Guernica, he started with realism, had this incredible, real detailed picture of a horse, and then all the different people, and then broke it down into simpler and simpler forms until it was like just an emotional expression, right? That just like really, really kind of gives you the sense of the wartime and the sense of grief and the sense of just like the disjointedness of the painting. It's all like even symbolic, right? So he had to first learn to paint and draw with like incredible skill. Like he started off with like working from a script. Okay, this is where we're going with this. He started out working with like, okay, this is how you paint an eye, this is how you draw a face. And it's like every artist, as a teacher, I always would teach my students first this basic skills. Here's how you do perspective. Here's how you draw a hand. Here's how you draw an apple, and like teaching all the various parts. And then at some point, an artist becomes really adept at painting, at drawing figures, for instance, drawing the body and knowing where the head goes. And so pretty soon you don't need to look at a reference point. You don't need to remember like, oh, it's, 6 heads or 7 heads. Like you don't have to remember these details that that body is like this proportion with 7 heads down the body, and the shoulders go out to here. You don't need to remember that stuff. It just kind of comes naturally. Okay, so first we have to build this skill to become a realist artist and learn how everything goes together. And then the next step is you make it your own. The next step is then you get to give life to it. You get to move away from the still life. You don't have to look at the flowers or the person sitting there anymore to draw them. You don't have to know exactly where the nose and the eyes goes. Pretty soon you can move away and you can like have this abstract gesture drawing that just gives expression, and then everyone loves it, and then everyone's coming to your gallery shows, and everyone wants to look at your Instagram page, and you just start to attract this following. So this is kind of the steps. This is where scripts and steps in this business come in, because we start with a script, and a script gives us kind of a general idea, and we're all copying the script, just like we're looking at the eye and we're trying to copy the eye exactly. We're trying to copy the nose exactly, and the mouth, so that it looks right. So it looks like what it's supposed to look like. So everyone gets that this is a face. So everyone understands, oh, this is a face. This is what this person's conveying. So the scripts are really, like foundational in that they give us, there's like an anatomy to a script. And then once you start to learn that basic anatomy, and once you've copied a few scripts and maybe sent out a bunch of scripts and they've worked, and you start to go, okay, this is actually working. Then it starts to get in your bones. You start to feel like, oh, this is normal. Like this is natural. Like this is like, I know the basic idea of what I want to say. And then pretty soon there becomes this phase of where it's starting to learning for it to become authentic, where the script starts to be more about the feeling that you are having with another person in the interaction, and more of intuition starts to take over. And then you kind of naturally know how to listen really well, acknowledge them, edify them, tell them why you're reaching out, feeling what's the appropriate next thing, saying like, hey, I've got this thing, I'd love for you to look at it, having them look at the thing, and then moving them through into meeting the community, and then, and then they're like ready to buy, right? So moving them through this process, what we call the funnel. So this is really, why we want to start with scripts, but I want to always preface with like, we don't end at scripts. We start with scripts, but then eventually it becomes your own, and you become your own Picasso, and you're going to have everyone develops their own style. So, there's the scripts that we've been working with, that we worked with at the launch at our event in LA, and it was very successful for Ruben. All the people he invited had great responses. He had 6 people show up out of the 8 that he invited, and then Lou, who has her Healthy Happy Hour event today, her launch. Let's not call it a Healthy Happy Hour. Let's distinguish here. This is a launch event. This is launching her business, and then Lou used that same script, shifted it a little bit, and sent that out to, how many people did you end up sending that out to, Lou?
So I sent it out to 51 people, and I've got 39 yeses and maybes. I'm actually a little like, wow, there's a lot of support, a lot more support than I anticipated.
Mm-hmm. So let's look at the anatomy. If you have the script, you could drop it in there again for anybody who missed it last time. The anatomy of the invite process is letting people know why I'm reaching out to you. Like, I'm reaching out to you because, hey, I've been thinking about you. So there's edification, the anatomy of the script, right? There's an edification. I've been thinking about you because I'm reaching out to you because, so then there's your why, why you're personally moved to do this, to share this, to do this business, to start your business, or you're moved to have this event, your why. And then moving in from your why to here's a little snippet of what you might get out of it, right? That's part of your why and your story. And then your call to action. I'd love for you to come. I'd love for your support, right? I'd love to know if you can make it. And then the process of affirming, not just that once they respond, but continuing after they respond, to stay in touch with them and have at least 2 or 3 more contacts with them before the actual event, so that you know, in fact, they're coming, so they feel that they are expected. They need to feel expected to come to this event. They need to know you're counting on them. They need to know that they're wanted there. They need to know that you care that they're there. They need to know that you are happy they're going to be there, right? So there's all these steps in between. We're also going to hear from Lake. So were you able to get that script in there? We have the script in there.
Yes, it's there.
For some reason, I'm not seeing it on my end.
Might have to scroll up a little bit because there's.
It's there.
Oh, okay, you put it in the beginning. Okay, thank you. All right, cool. So again, hey, how's it going? I've been thinking about you for a couple reasons. Or hey, how's it going? I've been thinking about you for a couple reasons. One, I'd love to invite you to a virtual healthy happy hour. It's direct and to the point that I'm hosting. I'm launching my nutrition coaching aspect of my business, and I'd love your support if you can make it. Since most people starting out, they're not just starting out as a nutrition coach. It's like this is sort of a part of their business. That's pretty normal, right? Or I'm launching my nutrition coaching business, you can say, or my, so that you're being true to what it is, and you're letting them know that I'm launching a business, and I'd love your support, right? Key element. I've had an incredible health transformation. So there's your story in one line. Right. And you could say more. You could definitely share your story here. And also have an idea for collaboration, and would love to bend your ear. So letting people know that you're interested in collaborating with them. They might not know what that means. You could be more specific. You can tell them more about that. My virtual event is the evening of Tuesday, September 28th. Are you free by chance? So, so there's the script. There's a call to action. Are you free? You're not just telling them something, you're asking for a return. And this is true also when we're asking people to come to an event, to a launch call, to a call, or sorry, to even a Zoom, right? To a training. It's like we want to ask them, are you able to come? So that there's a response, right? We want to have that engagement. It's really an important part of the script, is having a call to action. Maybe your question is, if I sent you a video, would you have time to watch it? If I sent you a 5-minute video, would you have time to watch it? That's another thing. If I would you, right? So that's an important part of the script. If I would you. So having some kind of call to action. We're also going to hear from Stephanie. She's going to talk about the Million Mom Movement scripts. They've been working really clearly as a business forward leg of the company, right? This is our action in our charity is very business forward. And so, so Stephanie's going to be speaking too. So I know that Lake doesn't have that much time because there's going to be some people doing some work on her house. So I wanted to, first of all, to celebrate you, Lake, and say congratulations on your event yesterday. There were at least 6 attendees. There could have been more, but it was a Zoom to Facebook Live, but you had 6 people who were solidly watching the entire time. And you did it out of a Facebook event invite. And so I'd love for you to share, like, what your process was. This was yesterday. It was very seamless, and it was health without measure. Like, I love that you chose a topic that is really authentic to what's important to you and how you want to support people on this path. So I welcome you to actually talk about that a little bit here, health without measure, and also kind of what tools you used in your inviting process and how you invited, and you're welcome to screen share too if you so wish.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much, Rachel. And I really loved that Picasso analogy. Like, it really clicked for me. Like, that's where I'm at with my business. I'm 3 years into steeping into this culture. So I've heard all sorts of scripts, all sorts of ways to speak about what we have to share. And I'm relaunching my business now. I took a couple months off. And so I really love the concept of a launch call. And so I had my first one yesterday, and it was such a great success. Truly, I couldn't have done it without Rachel or Nova. So as I'm sharing this, like, my upline has been with me every step of the way. So that is like number one. Like, I didn't do it alone. And I really had a lot of support. And I definitely entered in that aspect of, like, the Picasso after the realism. Like when I share with you how I shared with other people, there wasn't one script I followed, but I'll get into that in a second. So for me in my process and how I was able to build the courage to show up again after being kind of in my cocoon for a few months was to get really clear on like, what do I want to share? Like Rachel said, I came up with this concept, health without measure. So that was my first step. Like, what do I want to share? What's really on my heart? What story wants to come through? And from there, I was, here, I'm going to share my screen. Host disabled participants to share screen. So I'm not able to, Rachel.
Let me help you. Sorry, let me make you a co-host.
Cool. That will work.
Okay, and making you a co-host, make co-host. Okay, there you go.
Awesome, yeah. And whomever put our story evolves over time, oh, Nova, exactly. Our story evolves over time. And I got really curious on like how my story can help others and can resonate with others. And so screen share. Okay, so let's see here. So after I came up with the concept, oh goodness, these controls. I went ahead and went onto Canva and made a little graphic. I also went ahead and wrote a description. And once I created that, before I posted it and put it everywhere, I went to Rachel and I went to Nova and was like, hey, looked over this, see if everything makes sense, see if I have the clarity, which they helped me a lot, really iron out like what am I sharing there in terms of my description. And once those details were figured out for the most part, I went public. And so next thing I did is I took that description and I made a little video and I posted it on my Instagram. I posted it on my Facebook. I added the graphic and I just was like, bam, here it is. Here's what I'm showing. And from there, I also made the Facebook event page, which you'll see here. I'm going to put that down. I made the Facebook event page so that people have, when I'm inviting to people, I have a link to give to them so they can mark going or interested so that that would stay in their field. So everyone who liked, commented, saw my story, or RSVP'd on the event page, I slid into their DMs. And that's when the idea of scripts and really opening up that conversation was at the forefront of my mind. And I'm going to pull up. So I'm really into voice messaging. So I'm going to show you Heather. I was talking to my friend Heather. I haven't talked to her before. She marked interested. And so I sent her a little voicemail saying, hey, Heather, this is the first time we're connecting. I'm really excited to get to know you better. And I'm really excited to share with you Health Without Measure. I saw you marked interested. And I really didn't talk too much about, I didn't word vomit like, this is what you're going to learn. This is blah, blah, blah. I just really shared with her my excitement of sharing this and connecting with her and getting to know her story more. And her reply was, oh, yes, I think I'll be able to make it. And I followed up, thank you for the support and how sweet that is. And so I did this with everyone. I probably messaged, 50 people, all voice messages, all with the intention of inviting them into this space. But I really personalized the message. If it's a friend, we talked last week, I bring that up. If it's a friend I've never talked before, I really like, who am I talking to? And how can I share in a minute or less, just a really short voice message, hey, I'm excited to share this with you. It means so much to me if you were there. And I kept track of who replied back, who said maybe, who said, yes, I'll be there, writing down names all along the way. And so this was probably a week before the actual event. So I gave myself at least a couple of days to continue to post about it. I shared it several times on my Instagram. I did stories about it. And I even posted inside of, this is why I love Facebook so much, is the automation. I posted inside the discussions every once in a while, just, hold on, let's pull it up. Just inspiration and different things so that people would get little notifications. The day before, I slid into people's DMs again and was like, hey, it's tomorrow. So I really kept close to their fire. I really followed up and followed up and followed up, like, this is happening, without being too spammy. Excited, not spammy. Then the day of, the hour beforehand, I sent out another round of reminders. I posted on the page, we're going live in 30 minutes. And that way it was just always on top of mind. And then we went live. And I know, Rachel, you wanted me to kind of share with you how I went live and what that, I'm going to stop the share, what that whole process was. And it's kind of hard to show with me in this Zoom. So I'm going to put an invite out there that I'm willing to show anyone how to do that process. And I think it was really cool because it saves the recording on the Facebook page. So they're here. Okay. Sorry, my maintenance men are here. So I'm going to wrap this thought up with, I have the recording, and I'm saying the recording is available for 36 hours so people can watch the replay. I, of course, have a copy of this that I'm going to put on my YouTube and share forever, but I'm creating this sense of like, hey, if you missed the replay, you have 36 hours to tune in and watch it. And I'm really keeping close to all of those people who are saying they're curious, saying they're interested, and following up once they finish. So that's a little bit of my process. I'm sorry I have to run, but
no worries.
Thank you so much.
That was beautiful. I think you really inspired us. Beautiful.
That was awesome. Thank you. Well done.
Yeah. And, you know, this was new, doing a Zoom where people aren't actually on the Zoom and we can't see who's there, but having them live on Facebook. So we'll have her report back next week. But she's also funneling these people towards Nova's launch, which Nova's is business forward. And so I wanted to invite Nova to also talk about your business forward event, because you're using this, you're basically doing the same platform. Are you doing a Zoom to live also, Nova? Or are you going to have people actually on the Zoom?
So when I went on Facebook, well, thank you just so much for having me and Lake. It was really great. It was really, really fun. And I love that we each have our own different aspect and passion, you know, like everybody brings their medicine and their piece of Purium that they're really passionate about, which I think is really, really beautiful. So yeah, when I was going on Facebook, I hadn't made a Facebook event in a really, really long time. And it gave me some different options based on their updates. I liked the idea to just go live in the Facebook event. So I'm funneling people to the Facebook event page, and then they can reply and RSVP there. So yeah, I'm doing an event on Thursday night. I wanted to be business forward. And at first I thought about creating something for health professionals, but I remember there were so many years that I would consume content for health professionals like wellness coaches and health coaches, but I wasn't necessarily a professional yet. I didn't necessarily have a certification. So I decided to make it an event, online income for health and wellness gurus, like anyone who may consider themselves a guru or a fan of health and wellness. This is an additional stream of income that they could explore. So yeah, I just feel really great about this template. You know, Lake and I realized we were making like health and wealth templates for our team to duplicate, because she did a health focused event. I'm doing a wealth focused event, and then each person can kind of put their own spin on it. So I really love the idea of these launch calls. I think they're super successful for planting seeds and getting more exposures. And I can put the link for my call on Thursday if people want to check out online income for health and wellness gurus. and just put a little description in here. And I also have a script that I can share as well. I don't know if you wanted me to go over the script at all, Rachel, but I can just drop it in the chat.
That would be great for you to also share the script, because we're really just wanting to get different ideas for scripts. And now that, since this is a business forward one, I think it'd be valuable for people to hear that. And also, if you could drop the link to Lake's event at some point in there so people can go if they want to watch the replay. You can see this concept that Lake is really bringing with body positivity and understanding, you know, the concept of not getting out of diet culture and restriction into nourishing our bodies and like flooding our bodies with nutrition, and like not looking at not measuring ourselves based on, you know, weight, but based on how we feel and our experience. And so that was just a really beautiful presentation that she did for that. So
yeah, it really was. And you know, the movement that we've been inspired by for Health Without Measure, it's called HAES, HAES, Health at Every Size. So if anybody wants to check out that hashtag, Health at Every Size, HAES, is really powerful movement. Also, body reclamation is kind of the next phase of that we've been playing with. So let me post the script in here so you can follow along.
And I want to also say that the reason this is interesting and important is that the people at the end who were interested in trying to figure out how to get their products paid for, we're like now funneling them towards this event, because some people were saying, well, how, you know, like one woman asked, she said I was on food stamps, and we talked about the Million Mom movement and how she could get a scholarship. And then we also said, and then you can also learn how to get your products paid for if you want to come to our next event. So this is a great way you can kind of daisy chain events by, you know, then going from like a healthy happy hour into anybody who's interested in business. Now we're having this other event. So
yeah, I love that. I super agree. I think presenting at each other's events is really cool too. You know, Lake and I have this awesome connection where we just love partnering and collaborating and coming up with ideas. So she doesn't care about the structure the same way of like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to be benefited, so I'm going to talk with Nova and go present on her thing. You know, like we just are each other's upline, no matter who is the up or the down. We see each other as equals. And so it's really fun to just play and support each other that way, and play with that kind of team culture. And I love that it's always been really supportive that way, with sideline and upline and downline and everyone just coming together. That's really been a cool culture that's helped our team really thrive. So I'll go over the script. And I kept it pretty similar to yours, Rachel. I didn't necessarily specify whether I was talking about health or wealth. I wanted to keep it open. Because this is for people that are going to be, the hashtag is HAES, HAES, Health at Every Size. So I wanted to keep it open for interpretation if I'm inviting friends and asking for support. I haven't made the second invite, but I want to do a second invite that's more of like coaching forward, where, you know, I'm presenting kind of this concept of online entrepreneurs or health and wellness professionals or rising professionals who want to come and learn about another stream of income. I haven't been able to get to finish that whole thing yet, but that's on the description in our event, which I can post in here right now as well.
You want to also read your script? So for people who are
I will read the script.
Okay, cool.
So I just kind of took yours and made it a little more me. Like we said, I love like this Picasso analogy too. That's super clicking for me. So I said, hi, so-and-so. It's been a little while since we were able to drop in, and I've been thinking about you for a couple of reasons. So I like to do voice memos. So let me drop in a little bit more and think about kind of the tone I would use. Hi, Lake. I know it's been a little while since we were able to drop in, and I've been thinking about you for a couple of reasons. First one is I'd like to invite you to this short online summit that I'm doing. I'm launching my holistic online business, and I would love your support if you can make it. It would mean so much to me. Now that I have access to an organic apothecary I've been working with, I've had a pretty shocking health transformation. So I'm going to be sharing my story. And I also have an incredible idea for collaboration. I know we talked about that in the past. So I would love to share our visions together and feel into more connection, if that's open and spacious for you right now. My virtual event is this Thursday night at 8 p.m. And I'm curious, are you free? So I kind of riffed on it. I was imagining in my mind that I was talking with Lake. So with somebody that I really love and I'm close with, I also really like to have consent-based conversations. So I'll ask, are you feeling, if I'm creating an offer, like, especially if I'm inviting to a cleanse or something like that, I'll ask, is that something that's resonating with you right now? I'll kind of give the offer and then say, is that something you're calling in right now? Is that something you're inviting into your life right now? Do you have spaciousness for that kind of thing in your life right now? So yeah, everybody's language is different and it's kind of fun to play.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. It's great that script is so universal. The ideas in that script that you could, still be pretty similar to what it was, but, just like shifting the wording a little bit to make it your personality. So that's great to see. Thank you.
Thank you.
So next, moving on up the line, let's go up to Stephanie, who is our chair of the Million Mom Movement and has been really proactive in making the business forward aspect of Million Mom Movement. Million Mom Movement prior to Stephanie was really more about the products and more about getting green households. And now Stephanie has helped steer the ship so that we have Fierce Fridays being not just about the products, but really leading with the business. And so they've been coming with the scripts, I believe. So Stephanie, take it away. Tell us what you got, girl.
Woohoo! Thank you so much. Yeah, business forward. The MMM is business forward, and we go live, as you know, every Friday. The first Friday of the month is always health. And then depending on how many Fridays there are in the month, in October, there's 5. So we've got a lot coming at you over the next month. But it always goes health, wealth, health, wealth. So you can know when to be, who to be bringing to which one. And recently we did a Fierce Friday all about scripts. So I'm going to share my screen here. I am the host, so I'm going to do that. So hold tight for me. There we go. Now these were compiled by Jody Parker, who's on the council with me. And this is an opportunity so we've got a few different things here. This is the opportunity to lead with the products. So I'm just going to read through this here. But before I do, these are all located under media in Million Mom Movement official group. So if you're not in that group on Facebook, I want to invite you all to join that group right now. If you're inspired to lead with the Million Mom Movement, to learn more about the Million Mom Movement, to invite prospects to the Million Mom Movement official, and then ultimately get them to Fierce Friday. So leading with the products, we have the purest and most premium products on the market. I like to say in the world, to be honest. Everyone needs what we have. As the demand for healthy lifestyles increases, we do a disservice to people if we don't share these amazing products with them. So if we are leading with biomedic and glyphosate, which many moms do, like me, hey, just curious, do you know what glyphosate is? Perfect curiosity question to just get someone leaning in around what's going on with glyphosate toxicity in our food. If the answer is yes, they probably already know it's bad, and they may go on with something like, yes, it's horrible, what's allowed to be in our food, or something like that. Response is, I totally hear you. I have this amazing solution. If I sent you a 4-minute video, would you tell me what you think? I think it will really resonate with you. If the response is no, what's glyphosate? Then respond with this. You're not going to believe this. It's a toxin that is in 80% of our food supply, and it's causing massive health problems. I'd love to send you a 4-minute video all about it. Would you be willing to watch it and tell me what you think? All right. If I would you, classic Eric Worre, if I sent you my tool, whatever that tool is, would you take a moment and watch it? That's the consent. We don't spam people ever, right? We ask for their permission to send them something, and then we get their agreement that they will indeed watch it before we send them anything. Okay. Because once it's that law of reciprocity. When someone says, yes, I will, then they're going to take the time and watch your thing. Eventually, they might go, oh no, I've been so busy, if you check back in. But if you keep on with them and say, were you able to watch that video yet? Did you see? Just, gently nudging them to actually get into action and take the 4 minutes and watch the thing, because they initially said they would. So most people are their word in this regard. For both of these scenarios, use the biomedic video that talks about the business opportunity at the end, follow up, and then get them on a 3-way call. So I'm just going to stop for a moment here, because if you get into your app and you refresh it, there's some exciting things going on with the Million Mom Movement tools. Danielle is really working hard to help us out with tools, and we're getting more and more tools in there all the time. But the ones that I want to highlight for you is the glyphosate PDF. Definitely read that, check it out. So you know to send it out. It's an informational PDF about how horrendous glyphosate is. And then we've also got the pledge linked to your code now as well. So if you want to share the pledge of the Million Mom Movement, just so they get a sense of what the Million Mom Movement is, you can. And then the final one is an I Love the Million Mom Movement application to upload a video, which is going to get turned into a video all about the Million Mom Movement featuring you. Okay. So I would love to get all the moms, or anyone who really cares about the Million Mom Movement, mom, dad, concerned caregiver, grandparent, auntie, uncle, etc., to say why I love the Million Mom Movement. It's a 2 to 3 minute video. It will not, the whole video will not be put into the video. They'll just take out little clips of what you share. But I'm really excited about the ways that we are elevating the MMM. Okay, coming back to this script here. Ultimate lifestyle transformation. Hi, Susie Q. I'm going to be less Suzanne for a moment. Hi, Susie Q. Some friends and I are going to jump on the healthy train all together, and and do a 30-day retreat. Reset, excuse me. I'd love for you to join us. If I sent you a quick video about it, would you be willing to watch it and tell me what you think? I'm really excited to detox and sleep better and lose some weight and have more energy. And I thought you might be interested too. And then there's the video of whatever, you can use whatever tool you want, but here's an offering of a tool right there. And then here's a script for the family nutrition pack, which is a pack that is really not that celebrated by Purium. We are working to get the family nutrition pack elevated more so, because it really offers an entire family that doesn't want to do a ULT, but does want to get the detoxing and nourishing that is possible with Purium products into their large family of 4 or more. Okay, family nutrition pack. I just want to highlight that here and support you all in checking it out. You can also get the business with the family nutrition pack. It was designed by Jody Parker, and it is gluten-free and gluten-free. And there's one other thing that it's free of, and I'm forgetting it right now. Anyways, grain-free and gluten-free. I think both. So, hey, Susie Q, I know that like me, it's really important to you to make sure that your family has amazing nutrition. I'm part of an organization called the Million Mom Movement, and we have this superfood package that is amazing. I've noticed she's used amazing twice. So you don't want to do that. You want to mix up your words there, find a thesaurus. It has quality organic protein, fruits and veggies that taste good and kids love. And it has immune and gut health products. I have a $50 gift card I'd love to share with you. If I sent you a link, would you be willing to consider getting it for your family? So there's a couple of scripts right there. And I've just got a few more here to share with you as we lead with the business now. Prospecting scripts leading with the business. 75% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Why wouldn't we want to share this opportunity, especially when it involves the highest quality products that profoundly help people? Script number 1. Hi, Susie Q. I just launched a new business that I'm super excited about. The company I've aligned myself has been in the health and wellness space for 25 years and is a leader in organic superfoods and CBD. They're looking to expand, and I thought of you because you are a dynamic and always successful at everything you do, or you're into health and wellness, and I think this would really align with who you are. Would you be willing to watch a short video about the opportunity and tell me what you think? When they say yes, use your tools. Pick an appropriate video to share that pushes the business side of the company. Follow up and get their feedback. If they are amenable, say, when can we get on the phone and talk further? Schedule a 3-way call with your upline. So what I always do is I always send the superfood.social website. And then I say, take a look at the social sharing tab. That's what I do for every single brand partner potential. Okay. Script number 2, influencer prospecting conversation. Hey, Susie Q, I love your Instagram presence and how you're constantly educating. You are so generous with your knowledge. Share a sincere personal compliment, something that you've been touched by from their Instagram, okay? So whether it's their recipes or what have you. I totally related to your post about something specific. I wanted to share that the company I represent has an influencer program and you qualify for it. The mission of the company really aligns with your message. Would you be open to a quick phone chat and I can fill you in on all the details? Getting them off of Instagram and onto a phone call. Really, really, really important. This has been one of the most difficult things of my team, to get the millennials off of chatting and onto a call, because it just stalls. The whole conversation stalls on Instagram. And that's what we want to do, is get them off the IG Messenger and onto a call as quickly as possible. Okay. Script number 3. Hi, Susie Q. Long time no connect. How are you? I'm reaching out to all my Facebook friends to pierce beyond the screen. This is actually mine, to pierce beyond the screen and say hello and let you know that I'm working to support women and moms to create greater health and wealth. I work with women to experience glyphosate cleanses, heavy metal detoxes, metabolic resets, and weight loss. I also have a business opportunity and run a large team if you're in need of a second stream of income. Let me know. Would love to chat if any of the above resonates. I hope you and your family are well. So I use that script all the time for people in the birth field, because I know so many women in the birth and health field, yoginis, lactation consultants, doulas, midwives, et cetera, et cetera. That's very balanced, right? It's both health and wealth. And then I think there's one more here. Scripts for authentic interaction. So this is a business of relationships. Remember, this is a business based on relationships. People buy from and work with people they like and respect. Your first priority is to respect the relationship, share information, and then have authentic conversation. If you do this part right, they will ask you about your business without you having to pitch it. Okay. Number 1, hey, I totally love what you are doing with blank, whatever they're up to, right? That's a huge passion of mine too. Would you be open to seeing if we can collaborate in our efforts? It really sounds like we are headed in the same direction. Script number 2, Ray Higdon.
I'm gonna ask you to slow it down just a little bit, because these are so good stuff.
Oh, okay.
And anybody watching the replay, I want them to feel like they're being prospected and actually feel this, because this is gold here. I mean, this is wonderful that you guys have created these tools. They're absolutely fantastic.
Okay.
I know you're trying to get through them all because there's so many. And now that I realize it, I'm like, okay, we got to slow you down.
Can I interrupt? We can find these on the Facebook.
Yes.
Million Moms Facebook business page or official?
Million Mom Movement official page under media.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so photos, really, Tanya. So Ray Higdon, who's Ray Higdon? He's like an Eric Worre guy. He's a network marketing guru. He's amazing. A Ray Higdon go-to. Not sure if you'd be open to taking a look, and totally cool if you're not, at, this video or this PDF. This works for a product or business reach out. So in this way, like, it's totally taking the pressure off, right? Like, no pressure. Not sure if this is for you, but it might be. And if not, it might be for someone that I always network through people too. Number 3, talk to potential clients, BPs, like they are your friend. because if they aren't, they will be. Relate to them, send them testimonials that they can relate to. If they need to lose weight, send them before and after pics and a testimonial. So I just want to talk about the whole weight loss thing, because unless you're a mom, you might not understand why weight loss is important. What happens with many moms is we have our babies, and then we get to middle age, perimenopausal, and we have all this weight on our bodies, and we don't know what to do to get it off. We've tried everything, literally. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard this. So I'm saying this in respect to Lake, your mission. And so for me, that was my portal. I had 50 pounds of weight on me, and I did not know what to do to get it off. And I was deeply frustrated. Okay. So moms, we talk about weight loss because it's just a thing for moms. Like we get this weight on, we become middle-aged, metabolism slows down, we can't get the weight off. We want our baby before our body before baby back. It's a thing. It's a real thing. Okay. If they need to lose weight, and send them before and after pics and a testimonial. So I do that all the time in our Core 4 launch group. I tag people on my posts, and my whole team tags people on my posts that want weight loss. Because I have 3 posts. I have 3 stories in the Core 4 group. I've got the weight loss story. I've got the Zephyr story, the Zephyr and the glyphosate story. And then I've got my healing cancer naturally story. So 3 stories that my team uses for me. If they have diabetes, find a testimonial or someone with diabetes. We have a lot of those in the Core 4 as well. If they're interested in the business, find a success story that resonates with them. If she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, find a story about one. I mean, the blog I have with Sarah Rhinelander on the Million Mom Movement blog about Sarah and, being a mom of, I think she might have written it before her newest baby was born. But anyways, or I might have written it rather, or interviewed her. Anyways, before Uma. But there's an amazing blog all about being a stay-at-home mom. I interviewed Sarah Rhinelander. So go check it out on the Million Mom Movement blog. And we're always trying to update that blog, by the way. If she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, find a story about one. If she's in corporate America, find a story of someone similar. I love sharing Sonia Magruder's story of being, the real estate agent who just had that one mortgage that they couldn't make, that Purium started to pay for, and then their income with Purium catapulted above their income as real estate. So I use Sonia Magruder's story a lot. During their conversation, find out what area of their life is lacking. Finances, time, health, the acronym SWIPed, which of course Rachel uses all the time, gives you health areas to focus on: sleep, skin, weight, inflammation, pain, energy, digestion. Then present the business tools and products that are the solution. So that's what we got for you today with the Million Mom Movement. I hope these scripts are helpful, and super jazzed to be sharing them with you guys.
Absolutely fantastic. All right, everybody, what was your favorite script and why? Let's have a few takeaways here. I actually wanted to have you share your screen and go back to the one that had the influencer script, because I just wanted to kind of make a little note of some things about how these scripts are. Speaking of the anatomy of a script and what that is, let's take a look at these scripts, and you guys can look at them and share the influencer one. Yeah, I think it was that one, asking for referrals, or is that the influencer one? Maybe was it next one?
The scripts for authentic interaction. I loved it.
Beautiful. Okay, awesome. Thank you. What did you love about that one?
Well, these are just such good ideas for authentically connecting with people. It feels real, and it is real, because you're actually looking into who they are and relating to who they are. Yeah.
So let's look at this one, number 2, the influencer prospecting conversation. She starts off with an edification. All right. If we're going to look at the anatomy of the script, if you're going to create your own script, it's like, hey, I love your Instagram presence. We're acknowledging them first, right? Starting with an edification. You're so generous with your knowledge. So you're offering a compliment. I totally related to your post about something. You want to find some point of connection, like relating to them on some note. So I, loved your post about something. I wanted to share that the company I represent has an influencer program and you qualify for it. All right. So now we're connecting the dots here for them, we're letting them know why I'm contacting them. Like, here's why I'm reaching out to you. The mission of the company really aligns with your message. Would you be open? All right. Not saying a whole lot, not spammy, but just the mission of the company really aligns with your message. I love that. Would you be open to a quick phone chat and I can fill you in all the details? So this is like you're going straight from you're going straight into creating a call, right? And their answer may be yes or no, but you can also offer them, like, some people might be comfortable going right into a call, and some of you who are new might be terrified. I'd be comfortable going straight into a call. Some people might be terrified. Would anybody be terrified of going into a call from here? Is there anybody who's like, what would I say? What do I do next? Okay, so thanks, Jelly, for being honest. So at this point, what you could do is use a tool and just say, if I shared, could I share some information with you? Or would you be interested in checking it out just to see where they're at? Would you be interested in learning more? Right? In which case, they may say yes, they may say no, they may ask you a specific question, and then you'd know what, then you could send them the superfood.social page, maybe send them to a specific page. What I liked about what Stephanie says is you send them the website and then tell them which page to go to, right? I think that's really important. Thanks for mentioning that, Stephanie, because it's kind of like handing somebody a magazine and then saying, look for the article about, about the business. But now they have the whole magazine in their hand and they're going to look through all of it.
Yeah.
Rather than just funneling them towards one particular page and only sending them that page, send them the website, but direct their attention.
Yeah. Rachel, you said something to me like a couple months back. You were like, Steph, just tell people what to do. And I've really taken that to heart because it's just really helpful. People, they need to know there's a lot. It can be overwhelming and the confused mind doesn't buy, period. Okay. I noticed that Kahina's hand is raised. So I want to ask you to come off. I'm actually going to unmute you, Kahina.
I was just saying that I would be a little bit not necessarily terrified, but yeah, I feel like I might not feel so confident to jump on a call with somebody, but I'm seeing where I can get more comfortable. So that was why I was raising my hand.
Yes, thank you. And then let me just say something else about that. And let's leave these scripts up because I think people might want to refer to them. We still want to have the call planned. Even if you're scared of the call, you could also plan the call and just say, if they say, yeah, sure, I'd be happy to talk with you. And you're like, oh, I don't know what I would say. You can still like set a date knowing that that's going to be your connect call. And your connect call is now set. And now you're going to take them through the tools. I often start with like trying to create a call with somebody. Do you have time to chat? Would you like to chat about it? I often lead with that, like, would love to chat with you. I'm prospecting a doctor right now. This doctor who was like, I help people with Hashimoto's and diabetes. I'm like, me too. Let's chat. Like, would you like to have a chat about that? Professional to professional. And he's like, well, what do you do to help them? And I'm like, well, and then I didn't tell him the details. I just said, I offer nutrition. I have a nutrition protocol, but here's what it did for me. I told him my story. He's like, oh, that's great that you figured that out. And I can tell he was very short answered. He wasn't really, he's looking for a client. I know that he's looking for someone who he can charge money. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying he's on this page because he's looking for clients. I'm not a client. I've already solved my problem. He can tell that I'm talking to him for a different reason. And I think he's looking at me like, okay, well, move on because, you're obviously not someone who needs my help. And what he doesn't realize is I have somebody that could help him. That we haven't gotten to that place in the conversation, but that's where I'm headed. So next I'm saying, well, I'm really interested in what it is you offer. Like, how do you go about it? And he's like, well, I offer lab and I do lab work. And then from there I offer, and I said, then what do you do? You offer a nutrition protocol. So I'm not leaving the conversation. I'm opening it up. Well, tell me more. What do you do? How do you do it? And I'm looking for a place where I can offer room for collaboration. So at this point, because he's being short answered with me, I'm probably just going to say, hey, I'd love to share with you, what I do. Could I just share my website with you? Or I might just say, I'll just leave this right here in case you'd like to take a little peruse. If you'd like to peruse this and just check it out to see what I'm up to, I'll just leave this right here. So, there's a couple of things that I can do with that. Consent culture is really nice because I'm asking and then I'm getting his engagement and I'm getting his yes. And then he's now committed to, he said yes. So now he's going to do the thing and look through the website or through the video that I offer him. So that's the next step in the conversation. So anyone else want to share what you liked about, these scripts and, what you feel comfortable using here?
I'd be curious, where's you said it was on the Million Mom main site. What's that address? I'm not finding it.
It's not the main site. It's the Million Mom Movement official Facebook group.
Can you take us to the group page and show us that on the screen so people can find it? This will be helpful too for what people watching the replay or anyone in the company needs to know this.
Here, I'm in it right now, the official group right here.
Okay. Let's click on it so we can see what it looks like.
Right here.
And then show us how to find those scripts.
There you go, Gleneth. Oops.
Where did you click? I'm sorry. I was looking at my phone.
I just went to the group on Facebook, Million Mom Movement official group, 1.4K members. And then in order to find where we just were, you go to media.
Oh,
and it's in here. You're going to find it in here. You're going to see all of the work we've been doing with Fierce Friday. Holy smokes, we're busy at the Million Mom Movement. My goodness, it never ends. So
media. Where's the media? But click.
Okay.
Go a little bit slower.
Follow along here, Mr. Gleneth. Okay. See the more? See the more there?
Where's
more? Click on more and then media.
Oh no, I don't see a more. Huh.
If you're on your phone, it's going to be different.
Okay, I'm on my phone.
If you're on phone, she's on her laptop showing her screen, so it's a little bit different. So if you're going into Facebook, do a search for Million Mom Movement official, right?
Official. Okay.
Yeah, you got to get into the group first before you're going to find any of this stuff. So, and honestly, I mean, this is a prospecting group. The Million Mom Movement official group is for brand partners and it's for prospects.
This is good to know. That's great. So you can invite prospects into this group.
Absolutely. We post as a council, we post information in there about so much that pertains to the corruption of our food systems.
So now, Gleneth, and anybody who's on a cell phone, let me just show you, right? So you have this row. This is your navigational tool right here on when you're on your cell phone. It's these words, and you can slide these. Oops. You can slide these left and right so you can see more. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to do it. You can move these left and right to find more tabs. Okay, so then you're going to go to photos, I think, or files. What is it, in photos or files?
It's media.
Well, on the cell phone, it doesn't say media. It says photos or files. So let's go to photos. I think.
How interesting, Rachel. That's a Facebook glitch, clearly.
So if you could find it on your phone and teach us how to get there.
Yeah, there's a significant difference in phones and laptops.
I would recommend.
It's an albums.
Albums. Okay.
Albums.
Woo, there it is. Albums.
Scripts.
And then there's business.
Thank
scripts.
you, Dickie.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dickie. Thank you. Yeah, that's a serious Facebook glitch, you guys. That's not us.
Yeah. I personally would recommend it that it's under files, because if I'm looking for a script, I'm looking for words, I would expect to find it under files.
Same, Rachel, actually, that's where I was looking for it. And I had to text Jody and say, where are our scripts? So I think we should put them in both places. So I'm going to ask her to do that. Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, totally.
Now we're all schooled in the Million Mom Movement. This is so wonderful. We needed to have this little teaching about even how to use the page. So just like Core 4, we can invite people who are interested in the Million Mom Movement, like Lake, the event you just did, that woman. Now you know, you can invite her, right? We didn't know to do that. It didn't occur to us, I don't think. It didn't occur to me.
Yeah, and so Rachel, thanks for the prompt to choose a date for leading, because I'm going to lead with all this stuff on October 28th, y'all. So
good. Now you know.
It's
now
a way
you know what you need to teach.
I know what I need to teach. How to lead with the Million Mom Movement. That's what it's going to be all about.
Yeah, beautiful. What else did you guys like? You want to go back? Let's go back to the scripts and see anything else people are feeling like. What do you feel motivated to do from here with these scripts?
I loved them all. First of all, who knew there were this many? Thank you, Stephanie, for the Million Mom ones. I think these are just invaluable, because for me and my team, I think this is where the rubber hits the road. Yeah. Period. You can do all the things, show up every day, on and on. But if you can't send a message out to someone, nothing's going to happen. So I urge everybody to take pictures, write them down. I have a app in my, on my notes on my phone. I've got tons of scripts, so I just can cut and paste and customize as I go. I specifically loved the influencer one. I was like, oh my God, because I reach out to influencers a lot, but I've never thought to say that recent post. I've usually talked about, I don't know, more general things, but I just really love that influencer one, Rach, that you went back over just now. I think that's really powerful. Anyway, just love them, love them, love them, love them. This is, again, I just think for whatever reason, I think the scripting is something most of us share universally in terms of how do I do this authentically? And I think it's so important. I had a friend reach out to me the other day. If you don't mind me taking more time, one of my best friends.
Take as much time as you want, Tanya. You're
okay.
Here.
My best friend from high school, and she knows, that I'm part of Purium. And she said, I just want to call you and tell you that how you run your business, Purium and otherwise, but mostly Purium, is just so amazing. She said, because she had someone prospect. She's had 3 people prospect her about Purium. She lives in Marin, like south of me. And every time she says they're super spammy and annoying. And she actually read one of them to me. And she said, I just want to tell you, I get why you're, doing well here, because you're not this. So I just want to show gratitude to Rachel and Stephanie for leading with this information. Like, it's really critical in terms of doing this business well. And we all know how authentic and amazing this particular community is, Bliss in general. And I just want to say how important it is to be as authentic as you can, and not cold calling and all of that stuff, not just cold texting and, but using these tools, using these scripts.
Right on. Thank you, Tanya. Beautiful. You're a great testimonial, right? That was a wonderful compliment to you using the process correctly. Would anyone else like to share?
I would love to say something also. I really appreciate these scripts. They're really helpful. I love them all too. I liked it when Tanya said that. And I'm noticing I'm joining the Million Mom Movement official, the one that looks like what Stephanie was showing with the teal and the pink, and then the Million Mom community. But then there's this million where mom and movement is lowercase official.
No.
Is that the same thing?
Can you hold it up? Because I'm not seeing it.
Because it's like, can you see that?
Yeah, I don't think it's us. If it says, it needs to say Million Mom Movement official. That's the group.
That's what it says. It literally says the same words, but the mom and the movement and the official has the first letter lowercase, whereas
that's not us, Deborah.
That's interesting. That's a distinction maybe to point out.
Well, so anyone can create a Facebook group, and I've reached out to some of the Purium brand partners that aren't even working Purium anymore to ask them to close their groups, and they won't. So so there's not a lot we can do about that.
I mean, just on this, when people are listening later, you want to go to the one that has all caps at the beginning of each word.
Yeah.
And secondly, I really appreciate that you you flowed down and showed us where to sign up and go. That's the one. So that's yours. Okay. With the aqua and the fuchsia color. Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, who's ready to prospect given all this information? Are you guys like warmed up? Are your engines ready? Are you ready to hit go? I would like to see who has not had a launch event that would like to have a launch event. Just put a 1 in the chat. Let us see who you are. If you're ready to launch your business and do one of these, and what you just saw Lou and Lake and Nova do, their examples, just you want to volunteer and get your upline on board with you. Okay, so we've got, and Lake already can't wait to do another. Estelle's ready, Jessica's ready, Ashley, Kahina's doing one. Deborah, Mark, Tanya. Okay, y'all have your hands raised. We see you. I see you. Your job today, right now, during this event, during our prospecting hour, is to choose a date, lock in a date with your upline. Okay, this is about you and your upline, not you and your sidelines, and not you and your downline. This is about you. Okay, so lock in your date with your upline, and then you can either create your Facebook page, your invite page. You can start playing with words with your upline. You can create your Canva app tile, and you can start using these scripts to invite. And so we always create the date first. Even if you're terrified, you create the date first, you get it on the calendar, you commit to it, and then we work backwards from there. I don't think you need to wait 2 weeks. You can do it a week from now. You can do it 5 days from now. We've had plenty of success from people just inviting over a 5-day period. So, you choose, and let's launch you, and we're going to have a really strong end of the month. So, cool. I am ready for you, Deborah. I see your message, and I see all of you. I'm just going to, we'll all reach out to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. Does anybody have any last questions or thoughts?
I just thought, because I don't know, I'm so visual. If Lake felt like just listing 1, 2, 3, the order of which she did it. So she did a date, she did the graphic first, and then the Facebook group. I would just love to know that. And then
feel free to come off mute, Lake, and you can share. Oh,
yeah. Is that I don't know if that's a big ask, but just 1, 2, 3.
That's not a big ask at all. I would love to do that. I'll write that all out, and I'll also share the page I found super helpful to do a Zoom over Facebook, and like how that process went.
Yes, I've done that before. It can be a little clunky.
It can be, but once you get it figured out, it's smooth sailing from there. But yeah, I'll do it in the chat. I'll lay it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Tanya.
Thank you. And I think Nova hopped off. I was going to actually have her share her page again to show what
I've got it up right now. You mean her event page?
Yeah. Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Or I can I'll put the link in the chat.
Well, just for the replay, let's just kind of show it real quick so people can see.
Oh,
you can look at it
I'll
together.
do both. How about that? I'm going to do this.
All right.
And then share screen.
There we go. Online income for health and wellness gurus. And we talked about this last time. You guys can use your own wording, but this is the wording that works for her community. Guru means teacher. So,
yeah.
So if you were going to go up and you were looking in the about, there should be a little event write-up somewhere. There it is. Oh yeah, you click see more.
So many people. Oops, sorry.
You can leave it there. Just click the see more button. There you go.
See more. So many people tell me they want location freedom and flexibility in their work. Ooh, that's a great line to start with, because isn't that true?
So many people tell me they want location freedom and flexibility in their work. Why not work from anywhere in the world and enjoy this life to the fullest? You deserve it. Link in the comments to learn how I did it simply by helping others. And so then she has a link to her actual story in her Instagram page. But there's also a description. And if you go up into the details, see in the details on the right, it says see more.
Yes.
So the details, you can click see more. You can see the wording and also how she bullet pointed it to describe the event. So are you a health professional or enthusiast ready for more income? Ready for flexibility, passion, and purpose in your daily work? Looking for meaningful online work you can do from anywhere? Then this online class is for you. In this 45-minute online class, you will learn what to do so you can stand out in health and wellness industry and people gravitate towards your unique offerings. How to apply your personal or professional knowledge of health and wellness into extra income you can grow from anywhere. Opportunities available in rapidly growing online business for health and wellness professionals enthusiasts. Must be professional and be passionate about helping others. All right, she's got a niche. She is very strong in her conviction, and this is really appealing. I find it very appealing.
Yeah, and it's a qualifier. It's not just for everybody. Like,
yeah, she's qualifying her audience and who's coming to this event. So Thank you. All right, and we all know that you know, she serves combo, and so this is really you know, in alignment with she's looking for other practitioners of all different kinds, other health practitioners of any sort, or people who serve medicine, plant medicine, stuff like that. So, all right, great, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, and thank you all for coming today. We're going to transition into our prospecting hour now. It's exactly 1:15. Woo! We did it! Oh my God, we like starting and stopping right on time. So good. All right, here we go. And this will be on my YouTube channel, Rachel Balansat, so all of you can find this. Usually I get it up within 12 to 24 hours.